Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about the next 3 best exercises for overweight individuals. We had previously made a video about the best exercises for overweight individuals. It was a suitcase deadlift, a box squat, and a press, either standing or kneeling. Those exercises were all single-sided, meant performed with one hand to try to get more core engagement. The thing that we are focusing on the most when we are training overweight individuals is we need to be very cognizant of limiting factors. Most overweight people are essentially walking around with a giant sandbag on their shoulders all the time. So we need to not pick things that exacerbate that problem. Asking somebody to do push-ups with a 200-pound sandbag on their shoulders is not usually the best strategy. What we want is we want it to be an adjustable weight. We want to focus on the most important thing, which is reestablishing standing structure. And we want it to be a single-sided exercise, probably where we swing weight so we can get the maximum amount of core contraction. Individuals who are overweight have the same problems. Their body is heavy, but the structure supporting it needs to be reinforced. So everything we do needs to be a structural reinforcement exercise. And we need to focus most on standing all the way up. Most people, even healthy people, do not stand all the way up properly. Most people in the modern world are chair-shaped, which means that their hips don't go all the way forward, their glutes don't come on, their hips are slightly back, their glutes stay off, their lower back is doing way too much work. It leads to back pain, which leads to people not wanting to do things. The other issue we have is knee pain. Normally, people who are deconditioned will have turned out feet and their feet will roll in and their knees will no longer be over their ankle. Collapsed arches mean weak knees, mean weak hips, mean weak back, mean everything is in pain. The goal is to not be in pain. The goal is to come up with a simple strategy which allows us to start with a light weight and progressively get better and more efficient while adding weight over the course of time. The most important thing is standing up. The second most important thing is core engagement, then getting the glutes on, then getting the knees straightened out. We are trying to build structure so that you can go into more hardcore programs later. A good weight loss program is not just trying to beat you up. A good weight loss program is trying to build the structure so that you will survive higher heart rate activities later. For this series of recommendations, we are going to use an 8X adjustable club. Club swinging is the best thing that I can recommend anybody do, regardless of their health, regardless of their structural capacity. Whether you're an NFL athlete or a deconditioned person, the same exercises apply. It's just a matter of scale. I've never made this video before because the equipment did not exist to support the training idea that I've always had. This is what's called an 8X club handle. We are going to stack weights on top of this. The thing that makes this ideal for overweight individuals is when you take it all apart, this piece is 3.5 pounds. I've trained overweight individuals, and starting at 10 pounds is not feasible for the majority of people. We are going to work on 3 exercises. We are going to work on an inside circle, rotate, push, swing, pull, catch. Rotate, push, swing, pull, catch. That was inside, which meant our hand traveled towards our center line. The second exercise is the outside circle, where we are going to move our hand away from our center line. Push, swing, pull the elbow to the hip. Push, swing, pull, stop. Push, swing, pull, stop. The third exercise is the single arm shield cast, one of the most fundamental exercises in all of human history. Starting with our arm at a 90-degree angle, we are going to go around the head and come back to this balanced position. All of these exercises look super simple. They are, but almost nobody in the modern world can do them because we are not used to using tools anymore. The most important thing that we are trying to get is good wrist alignment. We want our wrist to be flat and not kicked out. We would like the top of our hand to close all the way. What you will often see when people are deconditioned is this top finger will stick out and they won't be using the top part of their hand at all. Strong grip makes a strong person. So we are focusing on the most important thing, standing all the way up. The next most important thing is that we point our feet straight ahead. This is going to be hard for a lot of people. Most people are going to be turned out. I get messages all the time saying that they are naturally turned out. That is not true. You are turned out because you have adapted to some version of modern living. Point our feet straight ahead even if it's hard, because what we're trying to do is force our knees away from this position and back to a full standing position. When our knees externally rotate, we can stand up. We can try to turn our glutes on. Every time we do an inside circle, our glutes should fire. The heavier the weight, the harder it will fire. Then outside circle. Every time we swing the weight, our glute should fire. Every time we do a shield cast, our abs should fire. We are trying to rebuild the structure necessary to move on to greater athletic activities later. This handle starts at 3.5 pounds plus a twisty piece, puts it at 5. Now we have 1.5 and 2.5 pound weights that are going to go on this, and this is going to allow us to start at extremely light weight, 3.5 pounds, go to 5 pounds, 6.25 pounds, 7.5 pounds, 8.75 pounds, 10 pounds, and to walk it all the way up to 27.5 pounds. Your average super strong individual will not be capable of moving 27.5 pounds. What we want to do is take it in small incremental steps and run the same program over and over and over again so that people can get stronger and stronger and stronger in the most important ways. Some of the weights are 5 pounds, some are 2.5 pounds. When we reassemble the weight, let me just go ahead and make it heavy. With all of the weights in the standard kit, this is 27.5 pounds. Now, when you're doing this, this is very challenging, even for people who are generally very strong. Every single rep is core. Every single rep is glute. And every single rep encourages us to do the most important thing, which is stand up all the way. Now that we have a heavier weight, let's demonstrate the inside circle, the outside circle, and the shield cast again. Inside circle moves towards our central line, push, swing, pull, catch. 90 degrees is the important part. The further your elbow is from your body, the harder it is. Rotate. Inside circle, catch. Inside circle, catch. Inside circle, catch. Inside circle, catch. With our other hand, inside is still towards our center line. Towards our center line. Towards our center line. The outside circle is the opposite of the inside circle. Instead of going towards our center line, we are going away from our center line. They look the same to some people, but they are not the same exercise. Outside circle. Outside circle. Let's change hands. Outside circle. 1. Focus on the balance point. The balance point is the important part. Point your feet straight ahead is the important part. As long as you're doing the catch and you're not hitting yourself in the teeth, you're doing it generally correct. You'll get better over time as you do it more. Third exercise is our single arm shield cast. Around the head. Now let's talk about how to do this. We do this in a volume cycle. The number of reps in every set stays the same. You can pick either 3, 4, or 5. And then you're going to do, say, 5 sets of 5, and you're going to alternate hands. 1 set of 5, bottom of set 1, 5 reps. Set 2, 5 reps. Set 2, 5 reps. Set 3, 5 reps. Set 3, 5 reps. You're going to do the exact same number of reps for each exercise. So if you were doing inside circles, outside circles, and shield casts, you would write down the exercises, and then you would write down, I did the weight, 3.5 pounds or 10 pounds, times the number of sets, 5, times the number of reps on each side, 5 and 5. Next time, you leave the intensity the same. That's the key point. Add a set. Go from 5 sets of 5 to 6 sets of 5 to 7 sets of 5 to 8 sets of 5 to 9 sets of 5 to 10 sets of 5. When you get to 10 sets of 5, go up in weight and start it over. This is not fancy training. This is meant to build your absolute most fundamental basics Strong wrist, strong elbow, strong shoulder, stand up, rotate about the vertical axis. Even if you are a person of greater size, you can rotate around your axis, where some people's girth will keep them from doing certain types of kettlebell moves. You can do this and start building up your strength until you are strong enough to start doing kettlebell moves or barbell moves or whatever else you want to do. This program can be done twice or 3 times a week, depending on your strength level. Start easy, write it down, build up over time. Ask me questions and let's provide answers. We're going to turn this into a weekly series. I don't really believe that anybody is properly talking about training for overweight individuals. The goal is to start on standing up, core rotation, grip strength, shoulder mobility, so that we can develop all that to move towards more athletic programs that involve much more movement over time. This program can be done in a living room, small spaces. It doesn't require you to go anywhere. All you have to do is get the equipment and work on it at home. Build it up 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years. If you can do these exercises with a 50-pound club, you are an absolute monster. Absolute monster. Start simple, build a complex.